On tap, Budweiser Black Crown. Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today, we are conducting a blind taste test of a relatively new beer from AB-Inbev. Budweiser Black Crown was released by Anheuser Busch on January 21st, 2013, just in time for the Super Bowl. This beer is part of Project 12, where Anheuser Busch challenged its brewmasters around the country to come up with a new version of Budweiser. After a nationwide contest, the recipe for Black Crown was chosen to be released across America. It has been described by brewery reps as a variation of Budweiser with more body, color, and hop character. It is a little stronger than traditional Budweiser, 6% ABV versus 5%. They use caramel malt and 4 types of domestic hops to brew this amber lager. It is aged with beechwood. Another point of note, they use the same proprietary yeast that is used to brew Budweiser. Let the blind taste test begin. Ryan, can you tell us about the flavors of this beer?
The flavors I'm getting out of the beer, I'm getting kind of a sweetness that for me kind of carries through. Just kind of a faint sweetness, not real thick or real syrupy, but I'm not really getting much in the way of any hop flavor.
So it's a fairly malty beer?
Malty, but I'm not getting a whole lot of real malt complexity. I'm getting the sweetness and you know some malt character, but it's nothing that's really super exciting from the malt side either.
Okay, Joby, what are your first impressions of this beer?
James, first impressions when I smelled it and drank it, I was like, this has to be in the BMC family somewhere. If not, it's got to be, if I was going to guess, it's got to be like an adjunct lager. It just has the grainy, corny rice taste to it. Not much aroma to it. Alcohol presence doesn't really seem to be there, if any. Hardly any hops. Yeah, not real exciting. I don't think too many people are going to be driving across state lines to try to find this one.
Scott, what assumptions are you making about the beer?
Adjunct lager, BMC, off-putting taste, almost tastes skunked, but I'm assuming that this is the way it was meant to taste, so depending on the...
Why is it off-putting? What is the...
It's grainy. It's almost like, it depends on the type of vodka you're drinking at the time. You can have some really, really grainy vodka. Like there's a local one called Oyo that's very grainy, and it's not something I appreciate. Well, this beer...
This is a beer show, not vodka.
Wrong show. It just tastes really grainy like that, and I would liken it to one of those grainy vodkas. It just has, some people like it, some people don't, and I don't really like grainy beer. So,
I don't think there's really anything off-putting. It's just not exciting.
Yeah.
It's just, know.
Yeah, because we're all used to IPAs, and I should... Yeah.
Well, not even...
Well, for me, I'm used to IPAs,
right,
and that's why I say it's off-putting.
So you guys have mentioned BMC. So does it just taste like a lager, or...?
Yeah, it tastes like an adjunct lager to me. it's darker than...
It's got more color than
It's got more colors, so I wonder if it's like one of the Bud Selects or a Platinum or something like that.
I will say for me, I think we're all kind of pegging this one as some sort of lager. But I'm not. I think I've said before that I get a lot of kind of negative reactions if there's a big sulfur component from a lager, and I'm not getting that in here. So, for me, it's more drinkable than a lager that does have a lot of those real sulfury compounds, just based on my personal...
Yeah, it tastes really light. It's almost likened to one of those gluten-free beers. I don't know. There is something different about it, and I don't know what it is. Again, I just don't drink a whole lot of BMC beers, like you said. And
what do you think the alcohol level is, real quick? Any of you got a guess?
4 something.
5.
4.
4 or 5s? Okay. Ryan, what's your rating?
I'm at a 5.
And why?
For me, 5's kind of where anything below 5, is saying that you're not going to, really don't want to finish it. I'm going to finish the beer. It doesn't have...
Why stop at 80%?
Why stop now? You just have to, carry it to the sink and dump it out. But I mean, for me, it doesn't have anything in terms of hop flavor, hop aroma that really gets me excited. Doesn't really have a whole lot to really get me excited on the malt side either. It's just kind of a beer that, this is kind of one that someone hands it to you, you drink it, and maybe root around the back of the fridge or something else. But I wouldn't turn my nose up at it, but it's not something that's real exciting or something I'd go out of my way to find or to recommend to someone.
Joby, well, what's your rating? And also, we recently reviewed Budweiser. Would you rather have this or Budweiser?
My rating's 5 for this. Again, kind of like the same reasoning Ryan was given. If this is all that's available, I would definitely drink this. But again, if I'm at a beer store or at a bar that has other offerings, I'm going to go to that probably over this. This over Budweiser.
Or are they about
They're about the same for me. Neither of them get me that excited. Come or go. I don't think I could really tell them too much different apart. So.
Okay. Scott, what is your rating and why?
I give it a 5. And I think it's because one of the reasons I don't really like any sort of lager or BMC beer in a glass. I prefer it in a can or in a bottle.
So you can't smell it.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it. And it's colder. I prefer a little colder.
No smell.
This is a little warmer and no smell. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a Brooklyn lager or what, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not
you
doing it
guys
for me.
quickly assumed that it was a BMC maybe, but there are other companies that make lagers.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's not just because, there's more color to it. It's got.
It could be a Brooklyn
But
lager.
you're wrong, because it is!
Black
Crown.
I don't know, have any of you guys had this beer before?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, we had it skiing one night, and it was fine. It's a little, I think it has a little bit more flavor and character than Budweiser, but...
I mean, you probably had it skiing because they probably had Bud Light, Miller Lite, Budweiser, and Black Crown. You're like, hell yeah, I'll go for the Black Crown over the
Let's
try it out.
Fanciest beer in the bar.
yeah. I mean, but
Hey, they
again,
had Sam Adams, too.
So what's the AB? 6%?
6%.
Wow, it's stronger than I
It
thought.
basically is just a variation of Budweiser from the Project 12 beers that they did. Ryan, does this remind you of a Budweiser beer? Or
Yeah, I mean the only time that I've had Budweiser was also on the show.
I'm bringing you down to my level.
I'm down. But I think I had kind of the same impression with that one in that it's a lager that I'm not getting the real big sulfur that I object to. So in terms of a cleanly fermented beer, it's well done. It just doesn't have the characteristics by design that I'm really looking for in beer. It's made and it's marketed for consumers that aren't really looking for a big hop forward beer or a big malt forward beer. They're just looking for a beer.
Joby, is this beer?
this is fancy beer.
Snobs drink that Black Crown stuff.
Yeah,
I'll take the Busch.
that's right. It's the BMC drinker with a bow tie on, with a t-shirt and a bow tie. They're trying to fancy things up. But I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot of, if you're going strictly on the amber lager or the amber beer out there, I think there's a lot of better amber offerings out there that I would probably go to before this. If I saw this on the shelf, being at Budweiser, I don't know if that would pull me in or push me away. I've never bought it, so I don't know.
So far, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, it hasn't worked so far, so I don't know. It's kind of like putting lipstick on a pig, right?
Never tried that.
Scott, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. I think some of what both these guys said is interesting, and my thought is, I think it goes to show that Budweiser is recognizing that there's a shift in what people are looking for in beer. And really, the reason that Budweiser, Miller Lite, Coors, Busch, and all those beers have been so popular, they've been around sometimes the longest, and your parents drank them, your uncles drank them, everyone drank them, and so it was a familiarity that just pushed you into that beer, and that's what caused its popularity. Well, with the growing, I guess, craft nation, so to say, you're getting so many more beers that are out there, so less and less people are just kind of using a crutch of a single beer. So I think this is going to be more of what you're going to see, which is more of these big Bud, Miller, and Coors branching out and kind of trying to create something along the lines of what people will kind of shift and try a little bit more and more, and kind of trying to push that market into trying new and maybe even eventually more craft beers as well.
All right, well, Budweiser Black Crown gets a 5.0 on the BBA scale. Let us know what you think in the comments section. Coincidentally, Budweiser also got a 5.0. I'm James Knott. Thanks for watching, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority.